Welcome back to Adri's Farmhouse Kitchen. This vlog is going to be about Pantry Challenge. Pantry Challenge is something what I've been watching on YouTube people doing for years. So, Three Rivers Homestead, Jessica, I watch her channel now for years and she inspired me so many times that honestly I think she is incredible, and her thought of this pantry challenge, I think it's quite remarkable for homesteaders or for any of us really who would like to learn more about the idea of self-sufficiency, perhaps, cooking, baking, or not shelf stocking as such, but when you grow your own food, put it in a freezer, in a pantry, so perhaps you learn about canning. It is the best way this time of the year to utilize that skill or all that food in a pantry and a freezer to be part of this challenge. And the whole idea of this challenge is to not to go food shopping, right? So it sounds hard, it is hard. I mean, I need to have a disclaimer right away at this stage. The reason, it is my first time doing this, although we are homesteading now, it's our 8th year. Because from December through March, it's our most sort of quiet time. That's when we take breaks, we go on holidays, catching up with friends, family. Because when March, April onwards, for me, I grow my own food for the whole year. So I need to start sowing the seeds, and the animals, we also raise our own animals. So we might have new arrivals, then I'm gonna start hatching chicks. So my time, it's hard to get away. Although we do get away for family visits, but it's harder to get away for us. So the reason I've never done the pantry challenge, because we usually go away and we've already have holiday booked within this pantry challenge, what is from today, 1st of January until 1st of March. But I said, if I'm not gonna just tell you guys how it is, I'm never gonna do the pantry challenge. If I'm gonna wait for that moment or wait for those years or months when we're not gonna go on holiday, probably it's never gonna happen, because January, February, it's my time to relax and go on holiday. So it's only 8 days. So out of the 4 weeks, let's say a week, we're away. But a part of that, I am not going to go food shopping. Well, my life it's been built on this thought for a very long time, to try to be self-sufficient, community sufficient, basically try to grow our own food and raise our own animal for meat, so we don't have to go to the grocery store. And actually I hardly go. So for me, I think the hardest part of this challenge, it's not to go to the shop, but what we do still do a lot and we enjoy with my husband are eating out. So that's gonna be for me the hardest part. Although we've already booked again a few occasions and I'm going to give myself a treat once a week. Let's say meet up with friends and go for lunch, or meet up with family and go for dinner the following week. So once a week, let's say one breakfast eating out first week, second week maybe one lunch, third week one dinner, so on. So this is my rule, because that's what works for me, and this is gonna be the hardest for me, I know. It is, although I do pop to the shop probably once a month, so for me it's not gonna be the hardest thing, but I probably will still miss it. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I've never done it, it's the first time. We are in a pantry and we're just gonna look around. We're gonna do a quick tour, although I don't need to do a huge inventory, because we've just moved to this new location literally a couple of months ago. So I have moved every single jar what it's close to. I still haven't counted, but I really want to. But I think it's gonna be close to 1,000 jar I've managed to preserve past few years. So I know what is where, kind of, you know, so I've got an idea what we are going to do from week 1 until week 8, literally. And because I've moved the freezers and the fridges, and I had to take everything out of the freezer, I've cleaned it, put everything back, so I've got a clear idea what I need to be used up. So we don't need to do a deep, you know, look into these freezer and pantry. I am ready. So if you're interested, you are very welcome. I am up for this challenge, a bit nervous, but this is the time for me. So let's have a look what we've got in here. I quickly show you the freezer and pantry challenge week 1 starts right here. So the way I organize things in here, I'll just show you around how I organize this pantry. So let's do this corner first, and then we're gonna come back to it. So we're going from the top to the bottom, and I'm not gonna tell you exact every single jar what is, just kind of what's what. So I've got in these top shelves over here, I've got the ready meals, or the meals what doesn't need too much input, you know. So we've got the chili spaghetti sauce with meat, roasted veggie puttanesca, we've got the lecho stewed vegetables, and the tomato soup. And then going down, we've got all the sauces, syrups and jams. So all the way to the couple of the 2 medium section. Even the third one has got all the syrup what we made this year from our own orchard, down all the way to the bottom where we got all the salsas in one location, the apple cider vinegar and all the chicken broth, and then an applesauce. Here on the top shelf I've put the ones what needs to be used first, because they either from last year or year before. So we've got some gherkins and basic tomato soup with basil to use up there. Going down, we've got condiments, we've got more pickled onion, cabbages, barbecue sauce, beetroot, more gherkins and the pie fillings, plum mainly apple pie, and then the carrot, baked beans and green beans and runner beans. Down we've got more salsa and tomato juice. We've got compote, so the top shelf we've got compote, got quince, grape, raspberry, and most of it is our honey from our apiary. We've got a few more like plum compote and apple in the bottom, but mainly it's the honey. Over here I have got the mushroom. So most of these mushrooms I foraged, some with my dad. And then we've also got some walnut down there, and we've got the sugar and the vanilla sugar what we've made together over here. So that's gonna be fun to bake with. And behind us we've got the freeze-dried goods. So all along here on this table we've got mostly freeze-dried goods and some storage in the bottom for our shallots, onions, winter squash and potatoes all along here. In the middle shelf we've got all the freeze-dried goods what we grew together and freeze-dried together. And then in the top shelf we've got some more apple pie fillings. That's the Grand Prince winter squash, tomato juice, roasted salsa verde, pizza sauce, and that's it in here, friends. Over there I've got flour, and I've got some apple cider vinegar and the shallot. We are in a next room now. So over here we've got some more freeze-dried goods and freeze-dried and dehydrated flowers and herbs for, you know, spices or for teas. So up there we've got all the freeze-dried goods, and we've got, these are the teas from our garden. So we've got chamomile, hawthorn flower, lemon balm, hawthorn berries, rose petals, nettle and rose hip. Down here we've got calendula, elderberries, nasturtium, ginger mint and basil leaves, dandelion green and mullein leaves. Down here we've got some sorrel, absolutely love sorrel, and so I managed to freeze dry it. And then we've got some oregano, dill salt, what we've made this year. We've got kale, garlic powder, onion powder and cilantro, coriander. We've got tomato powder. Also we've got parsley in here, basil salt, and down there's some stevia, życiawa, that's the paprika, what I grow for powder, and some green powder, basil, celery, carrot. Down there in here in mylar bags I've got some more freeze-dried stuff for longer storage. So this one is a cauliflower, this one is from 2021, friends. That'll be very interesting to open up. What is it like? So we need to use all this up. Over here I've got sweet mock orange, I've got sage, and I've got some chive flowers, got some more garlic in here, fresh garlic to use up. Okay, back here we've got some freeze-dried tomatoes, powdered milk, some more flour. This is wild garlic flour, this is kale flour, thyme. So important to label everything, friends. Oh, here we got bay leaf. I've picked some horse chestnut to make like a wash and laundry soap with it. I've got some freeze-dried applesauce in there, cloves, we've got grape powder, peas, and all the beans are here, what we've brought together. I just remembered I wanted to bring the leftover beans out, what we're cooking today. And then the last two it's our homemade pasta. We've got maybe one shop board, the rest is homemade. Okay, so I've got a few bits and bobs over there what I use. Soon March, April time the girl's gonna start laying the chickens and a turkey, so I've got lots of egg boxes there to collect in, and these are my making my own cheese kind of stuff, so you know, all the presses and making the butter churn and all sorts. That's how I store the flour to make our sourdough bread. And we still got the beans in here what need to be shelled on the floor. And we are now in a freezer section. So in this freezer we've got loads of our home raised and butchered meat. So we've got turkey, chicken, goat, we've got from local farmers lamb, purchased venison, so we've got all sorts. I've got lots of ready meals, I've got frozen vegetables in here, I've got frozen apple juice, what we do every year. I do buy bulk, the only thing what I've bought bulk, some pork, lard and salted and unsalted butter, they are on the bottom of the shelf. And I also freeze milk when I have too much and haven't got time to make cheese, and then this is really good, so we can just thaw this to drink, cook with it or make cheese with it. So these are all the mushrooms what we foraged this year and freeze. These are some chicken stock and broth frozen, some pasta sauce, the farmhouse tomato sauce we made together, and yeah, I think that's it, friends. So I know exactly what's in here because I've just moved this freezer about a month ago. Okay, and this fridge I have got some fermented sauce. We've got the fermented hot sauce, sauerkraut, fermented beetroot, gherkin, cucumber in the back, and some leftovers from Christmas. what we need to use up, and just a few more bits and bobs in here. And also in this freezer I've got the garlic, what we chop and freeze, and then we've got all the beans, broad beans and bolotti beans over there. We've got some ready meals, basil pesto and all sorts. We've got some more milk in here and apple juice and some cheese frozen. So we are ready for the pantry challenge. So it's 1st of January today, so probably I'm gonna do every day cooking, show you what we eat from the pantry and the freezer, and probably end of the week I'll put up a video to show you. I am so excited. You are welcome. Let's do this together. But for now, bye friends.